Hi, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Ask Elly Intuitive Insights and Your Questions Answered. My name is Elly Molina. I am your hostess today during this podcast. I'm an author, an educator, intuitive, psychic, consultant, and advisor. And today we're going to be talking about a few topics. We'll start off with our weekly astrology, and we're going to do some backtracking into what was going on last week with the energy of the planets. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about that, and then we're going to go into the questions that some of the people have sent in for today. And then we're going to talk about a topic that has been coming up in my life a lot in these last 2 weeks, and that is integrity, hypocrisy, authenticity, and transparency. So, we're going to be talking about some of that. And then I'm going to share some experiences that I've had this week also within the last 2 weeks, actually, in with my Psy Kids work and what's happening there. So, good morning to everyone who has entered into the room this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks all for being here. And please, today, bring your questions if you want to call in. I love hearing your voices, and it just adds another dimension to the podcast when you call in and ask your questions. Okay, well, let's get started for today. A couple of things started showing up late last week. Actually, it was last week. We had our podcast on the 21st, and on the 20th Jeff Bezos went into space with his friends. And it was around that day, just shortly before the full moon in Aquarius, that people were coming and sending me emails and text messages sharing how wonky and strange the energy had become, as if there was so much aggression and tension going on. And it felt as if we were in a Mercury retrograde all of a sudden. And the questions were coming, what's going on? What's going on? So, of course, hindsight is always 2020. And I said, all right, let me go find out what was going on with the planets last week. And if you had any of those experiences yourself, you know what I'm talking about, then so last week what we had, I went back and I really did a little bit of research into we had Leo entering into, we had the sun enter into Leo on the 22nd. And then the other thing that we had was with the full moon, which was the Leo Aquarius, that fell within 1 degree of the great conjunction that happened in December of 2020. Okay, well, what is that? That was when astronomically, not astrology, this is astronomy, this was the closest encounter between Jupiter and Saturn in 400 years. So, with that, we are also making it, astrologers interpreted that time as now going forward as a great transformation. So, because we've had it only in 400 years, and this is now we're entering into the period of the great transformation, and then we think about, yeah, sure, we're also in another episteme, and so we're entering into some really, really new territory and into bizarre situations. Not that they're bizarre, but we're entering into this new territory. So molecules and energy is going to be bouncing around in that quantum field. And before the dust settles, you know what that looks like. It looks like total and utter chaos. So if it felt like a Mercury retrograde to you last week, and even so into still some of this week, you were not alone. And remember, we all tap into this cosmic energy field that envelops us, sort of like, it's a sphere. It's like it envelops us. It's like we're in the Truman Show, honestly. And we are part of this cosmic consciousness. And I'm gonna just, the other day, in my Psy Kids program, I'm working with a young little man. He's 10 years old. So it's like, he's not a child. He's a kid. Okay. He's a child, and he's 10 years old. And we were working in telepathy, and that's thought transference ideas over. So he was 3,000 miles away from me as we decided to play with a deck of cards. So I told him, go grab a deck of cards, and I have a deck of cards. And we were going to do some thought transference, some, guess which card I've got in front of me. So he went and I told him, I'm going to play with you. I'm going to guess the card that you have in front of you also. So I said, well, let's just take a look at our decks and let's get ready to practice. And I said, oh, that's so funny. I'm looking at my deck, and we hadn't started our work, but I pulled a two of clubs, and I showed him, okay, we're going to start working with the deck, and here's my two of clubs. At that exact moment, he pulls from his deck right there in front of me on Zoom in my face, same card, two of clubs. It was a really synchronistic moment. Here we are 3,000 miles away, two different decks of cards, and we both pull the exact same card. So it was pretty cool because we were talking about synchronicity and coincidences and thought transference. And now he had this real immediate experience. Oh, like, wow, that was really cool. Okay. We pulled the same card, two different decks. We're 3,000 miles away. That's coincidence? No, that's a real synchronicity. That's thought transference. We're doing something in that magic field, in that quantum field. And he got a chance to really start experiencing like this. But anyway, he's been doing really great, just FYI, in terms of his psychic development. And we were doing numbers where I would send and he would receive, and he was pretty spot on for a lot of the numbers. And I was a bit more tired. And then he shared later with his mom, he said, Elly wasn't on her game today. She was missing a lot. And that was like so cute. Yeah, it's how it works. We're not always on our game all the time. So, with that being said, it was really quite sweet. Anyway, let's talk about astrology coming up this week. We are headed into, well, today Jupiter is retrograding into Aquarius, and it will stay here until December of 29th of this year. And then once it leaves Aquarius, it will not be back until 2032. So it's going to be gone for a very, very long time. So remember, if you've got any planets in Aquarius right now, you want to really capitalize on Jupiter retrograding in your chart. Make sure you take advantage of this energy, fulfill on your dreams, get that energy going, really work it. Remember, you've got Jupiter in your back pocket. You want to use this energy. This is also the energy of great transformation. So, as I was talking earlier, we're going to start to see the dust get churned up in the next couple of months, and that will start resulting in things that are happening in the third dimension. Now, I also don't know if this has been your experience. I have personally found in my own experience these last few weeks that I am way more caught up in third dimensionality and third dimensional problems than I have been for many, many, many months. Like, I'm going to say almost years. So it's like, oh, what happened to all my magic? Where'd it go? And I'm just in this space of, wow, 3D, smack like an octopus in my face. And then people that I'm talking to who I'm also working with, who've always had all this magic around them, they're also being confronted by this heavy, heavy third dimensional energy. So if you're experiencing any of this, I'm just going to say, well, this is part of the collective consciousness happening. And now that Jupiter is retrograding back into Aquarius, this will be a wonderful time for us to bring back the magic in our everyday life. And so what that looks like is, rather than come from a space of, oh, let's set an intention for today and kind of force or want to make something happen, let's see if we can live our life for the next few months by inspiration. So what would inspire me today? What would inspire me? What could happen that can inspire me? What would it take to live from inspiration today? And just be still and allow inspiration to come and work through us the next few months, rather than having intentions that we are trying to that we're looking to push into actions or even force into action. So an aside. All right. So with that being said, we've got today we've got Jupiter entering Aquarius again. Then tomorrow on the 29th, we have Mars in opposition to Jupiter. You're going to feel confident for the most part. You'll feel confident, energetic, adventuresome, maybe even excited. Do not jump into the project until you've studied all the details. Only it's a great time to it's a great time to get started. Now, Mars also enters into Virgo. So, this fiery energy that has been Mars in Leo, that has been getting us to, that has been launching rockets and going up into close to space, this energy is now going to leave us, and we're going to find that we're in a more analytical energy. Mars will start investigating and analyzing and looking at details. So we have that coming for us also. Then on August, would you believe that we're in August now? August 1st, the sun will conjunct Mercury in Leo. This is going to be a day where Mercury and the sun are going to oppose Saturn. So you may feel a little serious on Sunday. If that's the case, just, take it easy, do some work, play later. And then by the time August 2nd rolls around, where you have a Venus trine Uranus and a Virgo Taurus conjunction, this is going to be a really exciting day for love. And if you're single, go out and make yourself attractive, look good, feel good, smell good, get out there and start looking your best and do what it will take so that you're kind of no, kind of looking around, paying attention. Opportunity awaits us at every moment. So, with that being said, if anybody here has any questions about any of the astrological happenings, please, right now is a great time, ask away, type them in, call in before I go to our first question. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Elly.
Thomas. You're live. Good
I am
morning.
live. I figure one of my last days in this country, I need to be live for your podcast.
Oh
Finally,
my,
after all this time, I figured it out.
congratulations, congratulations. And you have had such an exciting journey this last year. And you've been on the podcast and you've been doing the work. And if you can just, if you want to share anything, or please share. And I'd love to celebrate your success. Thomas has been an avid and dedicated listener to the podcast ever since I started. And he's been a rock of information. And Eva says, hey, Thomas and Elly. And just want to let you know, Thomas is on a journey of an entirely new life. He's going to move to Europe. Talk about leaving our comfort zones, huh? Talk about what's possible. Do you want to share anything or ask a question? We'd love to hear from
Well,
you.
Elly, first of all, I need to thank you for all helping me with all the work that I've worked with you for over many years, but particularly this year. I don't believe any of this would have happened had I not been working with you. Through my dedication and your backup and constantly referencing you into each one of the conferences that I've been with you on and all your sessions, it has really helped tremendously. You have an insight that no one else I've ever met, and I've met a lot of people that has really helped me. And yes, not every day is great at all. Some days are horrible, but you're always there to guide, not only maybe not in person or on the phone, but through your work. And that's really important. And that's what's gotten me to this point.
Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is like, oh, I'm touched. I'm really, really touched. And I'm so excited for you. I'd love to be like, in the luggage or,
Well, Elly, if you can figure out where I can put you in the luggage, you can come. Because right now I'm trying to squeeze all myself into all these boxes and luggage and not doing a very good job. So I do have a question now that I'm ending my period of this journey in the United States and in Virginia. What's next? Where am I going now?
oh, oh, I was gonna say, dude, you know where you're going. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
not sure where I'm going.
that's good because that's fun. That's going to be fun. That's part of the journey. And so, with all the tools that you have and all the knowledge that you have and the way that you understand now how the quantum field works, you know that your imagination, and you know this, okay, you just know that your imagination is going to start to drive where it is that you're going and what it is that you're doing. And you have really, we've spoken, so I know that you have a really clear picture for yourself of what life is going to look like next. And it's going to start to take those shapes and forms despite the circumstances. And the circumstances may be, oh yeah, maybe you're not in the perfect apartment just yet or the perfect home just yet. But you know that with continued self-talk and continued imagination and continued end destination visually in your head on that screen, you know that this is the life that you're going to start creating. You're going to have that home. You're going to be meeting your I'm going to call it, just be companion, partner, spouse, whatever you want to call it, your person. You're going to be meeting your person, and that will change everything. There's direction, there's travel, there's a lot of Italy in your future. You know that southern France, Mediterranean, that's all going to be there. And it's going to be a very exciting time. And the chapter of Virginia is over. You may not even ever want to come back to visit, just unless you're having a real nostalgic moment or got some friends to see. But it's you're going off into a new adventure and a new life. This has been coming for a long time, and it's really a very powerful time for you right now. And the only thing I can share, not the only, I can share a lot of things, but the biggest thing I can share is just remember that it's all created. And even like you said, on the days that are not so good, we just look ahead, we just start creating, we go back to what is it that I'm thinking, what is it that I'm creating, what is it that I want? You got this. You got this far, you got this.
Thanks, Ellie. Greatly appreciated. Well, it's all because of you. I mean, there's
No, it's
no,
not. You did them. All right, all right. I'll take
well,
some credit,
okay,
okay?
so I did the work, but you guided me to do the work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, I just hope other people, so not hope, okay? My intention is that people also gain courage from your story. People who are in ruts, people who are trapped in their circumstances, people who feel they can't move out or change their lives, that they can actually become inspired by the things that you have done now in the course of this last year since the pandemic, and that you've look what you've done, look what you've created, look at the courage you've displayed right now to, okay, I'm going here.
So I just want to say one more thing, Ellie, is that this is not typically me. I'm typically planned and very conservative and very much in a rut. So this is totally stepping outside my comfort zone. Totally.
Yeah, well, it's either that or die, right? I mean, when you think
Exactly.
about it, right? when we
Exactly.
Right. So if we stay stuck in that same space forever and ever, all that's left is cynicism and resignation. And then we know this: cynicism, resignation, ill health. We start getting sick, and then it starts spiraling. So we have really nothing to lose except the cynicism and the resignation and the fear. And you're just being really courageous, and I'm so excited, and I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you. And it's an adventure, and it's going to be awesome. It is awesome already. Everything about it is awesome.
Well, thanks, Ellie. Thanks once again.
All right,
Thanks for
thank you.
always being there.
All right, thank you, thank you. So you have a lot of comments over here. You've got I don't know if you can see them. Eva's saying you provide so much information. You both provide so much information. And Deb's saying congrats, Thomas. And yeah, congrats, congrats. Very
Thank you
exciting.
very much.
All right. So I'm going to disconnect you, and then because I'm going to go answer another question. So if you have, unless you want to share something, then otherwise I'm disconnecting you. Oh, I guess he disconnected himself. All right. I didn't have to do anything. All right. I have another caller. Wait, I have another question. Where did this question go? One moment, I had it here. Okay. Dear Ellie, thank you for the opportunity to ask my question here. I recently began dating a girl and things were going well. After our fourth date, something shifted and she told me she just wanted to be my friend. I don't need any more friends. I really care for her. What do you see? We haven't spoken or seen each other in over 2 weeks. Okay, loaded question. Okay, what do I see? I see, all right, listen, hope you're not going to be disappointed by my response to this. I see that for some particular reason, she has lost interest. So now this gets back into a lot of the dynamics when women lose interest in men. From my understanding, and is that a lot of times when the man is looking to be quote unquote nice and kind, and he's doing everything so that the she'll be happy, what happens is he starts to get into a lot of beta energy, and it's the more feminine energy. And even though women and girls say, oh, I want someone who's nice, and I want someone who's kind, and I want someone who's caring, yeah, they may all want that, but then they end up dating the person who is not so kind, not so caring, at least initially, and they end up dating these men who are a bit more, let's call it alpha, or don't even care so much about them. And it's a very, very interesting phenomena. And what I believe, and this goes contrary to some of the books and the research about the dynamics, is that I really do believe that, and this is what that this girl, this woman is not ready she's not ready for the emotional intelligence that you are displaying in this relationship. And so she's still looking for the chemical high. The chemical high is the roller coaster. Oh, is he going to call? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? That chemical high is missing. Now, that chemical high, that roller coaster high, that variety, that anxiety, that is present when people are emotionally immature. Now, that's a tough nut to swallow, because we can say to ourselves, oh, but it's biology, it's our chemistry, we like the chase, we like all that, we like the hunt. It may be all chemistry and it may be all biology, and that may be very, very true. However, chemistry will not sustain a relationship. We all know that. Chemistry only lasts for a certain amount of time. The high and the low and the roller coaster are going to get old, and they're going to start to wear off, and the chemistry is going to wear off. And in this case, you have displayed a very, from what I understand here, the way, plus I kind of spoke to you before. And so I know that there's a high level of emotional intelligence present. And unfortunately, you may have to pass on this particular person and just continue to sift through your own funnel, just like I tell the female women callers and women who I work with, you gotta fill your funnel, and just gotta keep going through the funnel. And this is the same here. You're just going to have to continue dating and dating until you meet somebody who is emotionally intelligent enough to be able to meet you on your terms and understand that you're nice, that your kindness and your caring and your generosity is a display of your emotional intelligence, your integrity, and who you really are. So if she's looking for the roller coaster, let her go look for the roller coaster, and do not be heartbroken over this. That's my advice to you. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Because now I'm going to move right into integrity, which is apropos to this. And we're going to talk about integrity. And integrity, the definition of integrity there are a couple of definitions, but for today, integrity is being honest about who we are. It's being in alignment with our values and what we say. It's honoring ourselves and honoring our word. So in this case, if we even bring all of this back now to the relationship and to the previous call, if this young man is in integrity with himself, then he's not going to have to compromise his values and become he's not going to have to become mean or cruel or any of or what's the word I'm looking for, unavailable in order to keep an attraction going with this woman. If he's in integrity, he's going to say, you know what, I value myself. This is who I am. I honor myself. I honor my values. My values are kindness and generosity and caring. These are my values. This is who I am. Then if she's not a match, she's got to go. That's it. It's a frequency. And so we can't get stuck on that not being good enough, not loving oneself, looking to make oneself wrong because another person doesn't appreciate or understand or have the same values as we do. So that's something to look at in your own life. And you're going to notice that whenever you have problems, I call them problems, whenever you have situations where you don't know what to do, or people are, I don't know, stuff is happening. Whenever you have things in your life where you've hit some sort of a roadblock or there's a problem, I'm going to tell you, look at your integrity, because 99% you are out of integrity with yourself. You're out of integrity with your values. You're out of integrity with your true self and who you are and your word to yourself and your values. And you are mismatched. And that is what is causing the problems, because you're looking to compromise your values. You're looking to work around your beliefs. You're looking to be nice. And nice is a very icky and yucky energy, because nice is not authentic. Nice is not real. Nice is people pleasing. And when we people please, we compromise our own values. Otherwise, we wouldn't be people pleasing, right? That concept wouldn't even be there. So once you start finding you've got some problems going on in your life, take a real close look fast. Okay, where am I out of alignment with my own personal integrity? Where am I out of alignment with my own values? And then get back in alignment with your values and with your integrity. And you're going to see that all of a sudden those situations are going to clean themselves up immediately. All right, which now brings me to hypocrisy. All right, so again, hypocrisy is engaging, criticizing, or engaging in behavior that we claim does not match our moral standards. Okay, so if we're being hypocrites because we say, "Oh, I value myself," and then you're doing all of these things to not value yourself, well, you're being hypocritical with yourself. Now, there's a lot of, I hate to say this, but I'm just going to say it. I work with a lot of people, and I work with a lot of people to do readings, and not just consulting, but the people that I do readings for occasionally who pop in. Some of them are very high profile, and we have to be careful, because the image that we present to the world, I'm saying we on the other end, on this, when we're spectators, and now we're looking out and we're looking at the world of other people on social media, we really have to be careful, because what's being presented to us on social media platforms is a lot of hypocrisy and a lot of let's call it not real, okay? And buzzwords over here are, we're being transparent, we're being so clear, and so everybody can see what we're doing. We're so authentic, we're really being genuine, and oh, this is the authentic me, this is the real me. Well, honestly, knowing what I know about many people that I see who are being their authentic selves on, let's call it Instagram, Facebook, social media. I'm not on TikTok, so I won't even speak about that. But on these social media platforms, even on their websites, the authentic them and the transparent them is a bunch of malarkey and hypocrisy. And so it's really coming back. I'm not saying everybody, don't get me wrong. It is just, there's a lot of hypocrisy out there, and there is a lot of, in German, there's a concept, it's called Schein and Wirklichkeit. And Schein is appearance. And there is a lot of looking good. And then you scratch beneath the surface, and the stuff that you're going to find is not pretty. And so and this goes for me too, when we're looking on Instagram and we're looking around, and we have to be careful not to compare. And we have to be careful also, like basically buyer beware, because big movement happening right now where a lot of people from the business world, business marketers, people who have been business coaches, business consultants, are now moving into the spiritual realm because it's a big market. There's, oh, we're going into this new age, we're going into new dimensionality, new buzzwords, let's get on the bandwagon and let's pick up on the market. And so, again, people will fall. There will be people who will fall prey to this, and it's just part of what it is. But we have to be buyer beware, is basically what I'm saying. And how do you do that? Like, what does that take? That takes you stepping into your own integrity. That takes you asking questions, not looking to be nice and pleasing everybody, really asking the kind of questions that are going to enable you to make decisions that will keep you in alignment with your own integrity, so that you're not falling victim to somebody else's, get rich scheme, 7-figure coaches here and there and who are going to be spiritual gurus for you. Now, you just got to be in integrity with yourself. And again, beware. That's, I mean, I feel like I'm I'm kind of preaching over here, but it's just that this is, with everything happening, the timing right now, it just feels, or at least it's coming into my peripheries over here and into my zone, that I'm seeing so many people who used to be regular business coaches now stepping into this world of spiritual guru. And you want to be careful with all of the spiritual gurus out there. Okay, you want to look at your values and your integrity and not take on what somebody else tells you is it. All right? Because you know from listening to me and from working with me also, that we do co-create our own reality, and that it is our thoughts, our emotions, it is the predominant thoughts that we are speaking in our mind and outwardly all the time that give us our circumstances. And then our circumstances create our life. So if you want to change your life, again, you want to start to look at, what is it that I'm speaking? What is it that I want? And then match that with your thoughts, your internal dialogue. Give yourself as it was Emmett Fox said, put yourself on a 7-day mental diet. For 7 days, you just start to speak into reality what it is that you want. You self-talk for 7 days. And if you mess up, you start again, day one, so that you get right back into that habit. You're going to find that your integrity is going to be really tight and intact. And it's just going to be great space. Just don't beat yourself up. Just start all over again. Okay. And thank you, Thomas. I'm going to read this. I love this. Thank you. Thank you. I encourage everyone to take a session with Elly, learn and do the work. I guarantee you will have success. The more success you have, you will want to learn from Elly. Agreed. Thank you. Those are beautiful testimonials. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nothing, honestly, the thing that gives me the greatest joy is watching people succeed in what they say that they want. It does something. I get such joy from people creating their dreams and then living into their dreams. And so really, I'm here to help. I'm here to guide you. Anything that I can contribute so that you can have your dream life. I'm right here. I'm your biggest cheerleader. Okay, everybody. Um, Go have a fabulous, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. So for everybody on the call live and all the people listening, let's go send out some real great energy for this week. Let's change up the vibes. And thank you all for participating. Thanks, Deb. Thank you, everybody. Let's change up those vibes for this week. Let's move into inspiration and let's get inspired and see what unfolds. Let's go create magic. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. Great weekend. Much love. See you soon. Okay, bye.